Alrighty, folks, so welcome back to the Slide Jobs Racing League, the Xfinity Season 8. Yes, they are in the Xfinity cars. Round number 10 here at Iowa, the community swimming pool, as I like to call it. Presented by MaxspeedTV. Of course, myself, Joshua Medlock, up here. I'm not feeling too well. However, I do got Dalton Kilrow up here. He's going to kind of fill in the blanks and call the race with me tonight. He'll probably talk most of the time, but Dalton, man, I do appreciate you coming up here and helping me out tonight here at Iowa. Now, not a huge field, but, big enough for this track.
Oh yeah, absolutely. In my experience of racing here, you don't need a massive 35 car field to go out and have a blast here around Iowa. Judging by the times in practice, we got top 10 all under a tenth. So it's going to be a nice little battle up at the front. Hoping they can keep that up all night and just give us a good show.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So now we've already got the pre-race analytics up here, an air temp of 73, a track temp of 75. They are going to be having to deal with a little bit of a wind out there, about 6 miles an hour, but it shouldn't affect them too much. Now, they are going to be pulling 228 laps here. That is almost 200 miles, 199 and a half. Now, tires same as, as for the past races. 4 total, 3 behind the wall. That could be crucial tonight. At this track, it does use up tires a little more than some of the past races. So we might see these guys try to save at least a set behind the wall for a later run. Potentially a green-white checkered. We really don't know. I mean, we haven't even got started here. Fuel about 70%, and I didn't even change that. I put it at 70 to 80, and I was overshooting that. So what did you say, Dalton, about that fuel run here tonight?
So after talking to a couple of the drivers, they've all given me about the same kind of info. It's going to be anywhere probably 55 to 60 laps is about the furthest they can really go on fuel. I'm not sure if anybody's going to be trying to save. Somebody could attempt it depending on if a caution falls in the right spot. I know, as you mentioned with the tires, some guys might try to save them. Again, in my experience racing here, once the tires fall off and they plateau, they stay there regardless of how long you're going to be on those tires, unless the tires pop.
Oh, well,
So
yeah, true.
once it plateaus, and if the cautions aren't happening, nobody's really taking tires. It's just gonna be a tire saving kind of mode, and who's gonna be quick once the grip's like gone.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you got to throw that into perspective too. This track can be finicky, in a sense of that tire where it could wear tires or, like you was talking about plateau to where, well, it's not going to happen any. I think daytime racing here at Iowa is usually where you see a lot more fall off than you would at night.
Well, you would be surprised. Sometimes these guys will lose a second and a half regardless of what the weather's doing. But it'll definitely be interesting to see what they'll do, and I'm looking forward to this.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. So, well, a pit speed here at 40 miles an hour, and I say this every week. That could make it or break it for a driver. Dalton knows all too well about pit road. Dalton, you can speak of it. Yeah, that is a spot to where you may be running good during the race, but when it comes down to pit stops, you have got to nail pit road. You've got to nail your pit box. If you don't, that could cost you.
Oh yeah, and speaking of the Iowa community swimming pool, the entrance to pit road here is always going to be a little tricky for some of these guys, especially during green flag pit stops, because the actual turn to get down the actual pit lane is a lot sharper than you might think it would be while you're going through the corner. So these guys are going to have to really pay attention to that and slow down fast enough, so that way they don't end up accidentally nosing into the tire barrier or even just missing pit road in general and having to go back around if they don't have enough fuel.
Oh
If
yeah,
they run it dry and they miss pit road, they're kind of
yeah,
their race is going to be in shambles.
they're kind of stuck in the wind there, and they've got to hope they have the coasting speed to get back around, because if they don't, they're going to be stuck on the backstretch. Or maybe even, depending on where they're at, stuck on the front stretch. It really depends. Now, pace speed here, hopefully we don't see a whole lot of that pace car or truck here tonight. However, pace speed here is 50 miles an hour. Now, we're going to do something a little bit different. I don't know if Dalton really wants to go down through 15 in the point. But as you mentioned, Dalton, it is very close pretty much between every driver, including a couple of ties coming into.
Yeah. We just looking at the points, top 5 to 7 drivers, I'd say, are relatively safe with only 2 races left before the playoffs start. I mean, we have Dane Cruz leading the playoffs, Zach Allman, Brian Dees, Caden Atkins, Derek Paulson, your top 5. Those guys have been class of the field all season. So I expect them to be pretty good. Noah Mari in 6th. He's basically right up there with Derek, so he should be fine. Then there's an 11-point gap back to Benjamin Lacey in 7th, Dylan Parker in 8th. And then we have a tie for 9th between Robert Lukens and Zach Probst. Those 2 guys are in right now. But in 11th, on the outside looking in, we have Blaine Sparling. He's only 2 points below the cut line. In 12th, you actually have myself, but because of a surgery I'm having in a couple weeks, I'm basically benching myself for the rest of the season because I don't want to take a playoff spot from these guys that are going to be able to be here every week. So we're not really worried about me. Then got Christopher Bassinger in 13th, Jason Dalton tied with Christopher Bassinger, and Ty Morosco in 15th. And really, I mean, they're only like 14 points out right there. Ty Morosco being 21 points out of the cut. He could still make it if he has really good runs here at Iowa and then next week at Chicagoland. But he's going to have to do some pretty heavy lifting here if he wants to get into these playoffs.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I thought it was the top 12, not the top 10.
Oh, is it top 12?
I think it's top 12.
If it is, then I'm just extremely dumb.
Yeah, I think it's the top 12 that are actually in for 5 races. So I think Dalton maybe thinking of
Jump
something.
the gun there.
Yeah. I think it's top 12 that actually make it in. That's why I'll go to the top 15. However, we're a minute and a half here before practice ends, folks. We're going to go ahead and step away and play the national anthem, as we always do, provided by Madison Rising. Do appreciate everybody that is tuning in here tonight. I may, like I said, not be as loud or as active tonight, but trying to get my voice a lot better so I can continue that. However, we will step aside here, folks. We will be right back with qualifying underway.
Oh, say, can you see the brave. We'll fight you in name, the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save, stand of the brave, the US of A. Oh, say, just that star, spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land of the brave, and the
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxspeedTV.
Alrighty, folks. We are back. Qualifying is underway. It looks like right now, Caden at Kings, Dalton has got that top spot. However, several drivers are still out there putting in their times.
Yeah, I know right now we've got Ty Morosco. I believe he's just now coming out of the pits, starting his first lap. We got Robert Lukens out there, Dudes Castroneves. Yeah, we got a couple guys out there already trying to get up there and take that top spot from Caden. As we actually see Robert Lukens put a 23.778, so he's only a couple hundredths behind Caden. So we'll see what happens here. Is actually Ty Morosco is coming out of turn 4. Let's see what lap he turns. He turns a 24.001, so not quite full speed. We'll see who else gets out here. See,
Oh yeah.
Brian Dees is out on track. I know he's gonna be quick. Noah Mowry, he's out there.
I think
Eric
one of
Paulson's in his car.
the guys, Dalton, we're gonna have to watch is last week's Eric Paulson, who is sitting at the exit of pit road right now.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna be somebody to watch. I know from racing him here quite a few times. He's got some really good speed around this track, so he should be up there. I'd say easily in the top 5, maybe knocking on the door of the top 5, depending on who else is up there. I know Dane Cruz is gonna be up there, Zach Allman, Dylan Parker. Those guys are all gonna be pretty quick. So it's gonna be fun, kind of seeing how this all plays out. It looks like Brian Dees might have thrown that first lap away. Ran a 24.777. So he might have just been trying to get his tires at the temperature for a fast lap here. We'll see what he gets. 23.96. So not really quite the speed I was expecting out of Brian Dees with that lap, but he's also not really, in his own words, the best qualifier. But he'll show you something in the race.
Oh yeah. Like right now, Caden holding on to that top position.
Yeah, we got Noah Mowry in 3rd. Looks like he's done his 2 laps. Anthony Marshall currently 7th. Ty Morosco 8th. Caleb Sheets 9th. Zach Probst in 5th. Christopher Bassinger 4th. Luke in 2nd. Derek Paulson on his first lap goes 3rd quickest.
That was actually second lap, I do believe.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes, that was, because he is slowing it down now. So he may be going out there just, I don't know what he's doing. But
Well, they do their own thing when they're done with qualifying. So
well, there's that pit entry we were talking about. He just practiced a pit entry, so obviously wasn't as up to speed as he would be under green, but still.
Gotta be careful coming down pit road. It's no joke.
Mm-hmm.
3.5 minutes left here of practice. Like Dane Williams, Jacob, Zach Dillon, Blaine Bennett. Well, Jonathan is not racing. He's our race control. However, several drivers have yet to come out. Now, 23-second laps, mid 23s. They're going to be able to put in about 2 seconds, 2 laps, in a minute here. So, depending on if this race stays green, which it very well could, they're going to wind down this race quickly.
Yeah. I'm actually just looking at the entry list right now. It looks like everybody that hasn't turned a lap has already hit the little button that says, "Hey, I'm not turning a lap."
Oh,
The only driver that hasn't done that is Dylan Parker, and it says he's not even in the session. So that may be our qualifying order.
well, it does look like Corey Cook just.
Cook might be coming out here soon, or might try to. We'll
Kind
see.
of about 2 minutes to go, so he better get jiggy with it.
Yeah, he's got time though.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
only 25 seconds or so at most to really get around this track. So wait probably about another 30 before he goes. So we'll have to see here.
See if anybody else decides to come. Get them on the grid. There probably will not be a boogity tonight, everybody, unless Dalton wants to do it.
I can attempt it, but I don't think I'll be able to do it near as good as you do it.
I just do it, man. Can't do it right now.
Well, if we want a boogity, I'll give it a boogity. So
We'll
I
see.
have the voice chat unmuted, so I just heard Dane Cruz go in a Cookie Monster voice and say
Oh.
Corey Cookie's name.
Oh, wow. I've got all that turned off for broadcast reasons and PG reasons. I know in some situations it can get a little hectic in
Heated.
iRacing chat, so well, under a minute left here, folks. Looks like we've got about 7 of you out there tuning. Brendan, I don't know what to expect from Iowa tonight. However, we Aiden down here for his. Gotta find him. He's in here somewhere.
I got him.
Alrighty.
Okay, and Atkins, Dalton, and Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Looks like you got the poll here tonight. What's how do you think race is gonna go? Just what kind of strategy are you looking at?
Well, I expect the 18 and the 46 to go through the field. They planned to do that. They were like, "Oh, we're just gonna skip qualifying." That's probably why I'm on the poll. But yeah, I mean, just stay out of trouble. It's a pretty long race. I mean, it'll probably go quickly. I don't expect this to be a wreck fest, but you never know. So yeah, just don't use tire sets too soon and don't die before the end of the race, and then maybe get a good finish. That's the philosophy here.
Well, hey, sounds like you guys got to figure it out in PPM there. Congrats
Yep.
on the poll, and good luck here tonight. I'll go ahead and move you back down there.
Thank you.
Right. Well, that was our pole sitter here tonight. Go ahead and these guys on the grid here. Caden gonna start on the pole with a 23.751. Congratulations again to Caden on pole. Robert Lucan's gonna be starting on the outside of him in that second spot. Derek Paulson third, Nova in fourth, Christopher Bassinger fifth, Zach Probst sixth, Brian D seventh, Anthony Marshall in eighth, Tom Roscoe ninth, and Caleb Sheets rounding out our top 10. Dalton, go ahead and finish this out here, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. In 11th spot, we got Dudes Castroneves, and then we got Nick Okie in 12th. Caden in the 97 and 13th. I'm not even going to try that last name because I'm going to butcher it. 14th, we got Zach Allman. 15th, Dane Cruz. Those two guys that Caden has warned us to watch for. So we'll be looking for them to try to get up there and challenge Caden for that lead. Got Ben Lacey in the 7 and 16th. Blaine Sparling in 17th. Corey Cook in 18th, William Martin in 19th. We got, well, it says Race Control in 20th, Dylan Parker 21st, and Jacob Locklear rounding out the field in 22nd.
All right, a little bit of a hiccup. You're going off of iRacing, and I'm going off of ATVO, so it had them all mixed up there.
Gotcha. All right. Sorry about that.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault at all. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and turn this over, at least the first part, to Dalton Kilrow here. He's gonna get us going. He's probably gonna be most of the voice here tonight. I'll be here, but we'll let Dalton kind of do his thing, and I'll try to keep up with him.
I'll go ahead and apologize in advance if I just sound awkward as all crap. This will be fun though. I'm ready for it. This guy's finally rolling off pit road. I believe they go 2 laps around here before it goes green. I could be wrong with that, but I'll keep an eye here on Caden Atkins, as once that pace car is off, field's going to be under his control, and he'll be looking to get really as clear as he can, just so that way he has nothing to worry about. He can get to running his race and just going for it. Let's see here. Yeah, pace car is staying on the track, so they'll be going around one more time before they do get the green flag. It looks like only 19 cars are going to be on the grid, so William Martin will be at the tail end right here. So we won't have to worry about Dylan Parker, Jake Blocklear, or Jonathan Canfield. Pretty sure there's going to be a couple guys that are going to be already shutting it off and clutching it, trying to save a little bit of fuel.
Oh yeah.
Because on the like with the pre-race fuel prediction, 55 to 60 laps for a run, really, if this race went green, they can do this entire race on 3 stops. So some guys are probably going to be trying to guarantee that and be on the freshest rubber they can at the very end of this thing, which that'll be beneficial, especially if there ends up being a late race caution. Field's getting bunched up here, waiting on pace car to make that sharp left-hand turn down pit road, and here it goes. Field is in the hands of Caden Atkins, running down the front stretch, and green, boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing here at Iowa.
Good enough.
Caden does get clear of the 20 of Robert Lukens. Derek Paulson looking to get clear as well if he can. Caden get out to a really good jump on that restart. Looks like pretty much double file through the rest of the field.
Starting to get a little bit hectic back here with Robert.
Yeah, they're kind of swarming him. I think he's trying to play the tire saving role as he gets split by Christopher Bassinger in the 11 and Zach Probst in the 62. I'm butchering his last name. I'm sorry, but
I don't know.
That's the best I got for now.
I don't know if it's Probst or Probst. I call him Probst, and I haven't gotten complained about.
I'll try to convert the Probst here. So you got Brian Dees looking to try to get underneath Robert Lukens, and let's see. Looks like, well, he's actually going to get a run out of turn 2. He's going to try to get the move done here. He's actually going to clear him through 3 and 4 and move up. Let's go back and take a look at the 18, Zach Allman and Dane Cruz. Those guys, it looks like they're just kind of holding position. They're not trying to get too aggressive, trying to go through the field. Looks like Allman may be letting Dane Cruz by here. I think they're just going to save their stuff and try and be there at the end. Heading up, back up towards the front just a little bit. We got Ty Morosco getting around Robert Lukens now. Robert Lukens is just kind of dropping back. I think he's in serious tire save mode here. I just noticed this. We have a battle up there for the lead. Derek Paulson, he's actually getting around Caden Atkins. Derek Paulson at a lead. Caden Atkins back down to 2nd. And then Zach Probst looking underneath the 8 of Noah Mowry, trying to get into that 3rd position there. Looks like they're gonna be side by side out of the corner. That 8 is gonna get a good run out of 2 on the high side.
Whoa.
He's gonna be trying to hold his position as best he can. Looks like he's actually gonna go ahead.
I was watching this dude there, and he clipped the apron a little bit. Man, they got to stay off that apron here.
Yeah, that apron will be a race ender if you are not careful, because if you clip just a little bit too much of that apron, it unsettles that car, and it will it'll send you for a ride that you're not going to forget anytime soon. Looks like everything's kind of settled out throughout the field. It looks like a majority of guys are already single file. I don't really see anybody too close to each other right now outside of the top 5 or so. Yeah, pretty much everybody's just kind of being patient here as we actually have Noah Mowry going underneath Caden Atkins, looking for second spot here, or maybe just kind of testing the water, see if he could make a move. So we got PPM second, third, fourth. Those guys, I'm sure if one of them really felt like they were faster than the other, they would kind of get out the way or do what they could to let them by without killing too much time.
Watching the back here, too, or at least I was watching the timings. Like William Martin, Ben Late, back on. Here they were going at it for, like, they're still battling back here back around dudes.
Yeah, dude actually getting around Robert Lukens there. Dane Cruz looking to get underneath them. There's that tire saving mode. Dane Cruz gets up and he gets clear of the 20. Ben Lacey actually looking now underneath the 20. And so is Zach Almond. So Robert Lukens just kind of dropping like a rock since the start of this race. And now actually Dane Cruz is going to get underneath dudes Castro Neves in the 34. And those guys, they're gradually making their way through, but they're not trying to be too aggressive. Dude actually pinches that 46 off the corner a little bit.
I've seen that.
Trying to stay on the outside of him. I don't think that's going to prevail here. There we go. Dane Cruz gets clear of that 34 car. Let's see. Back up towards the front, Derek Paulson. He's out to a 7-8 car length lead over Caden Atkins. They're still just kind of riding back there, second, third, fourth, fifth. Ty Morosco, Brian Dees have closed up to the back of the top 5, and looks like everybody's just kind of being patient. Dane Cruz last lap was actually fastest on the track as Ben Lacey gets underneath of the 34 of Dudes Castro Neves, and Zach Almond's looking to do the same here. Just behind them, we've got Nick Okie and Caden G in the 97. Oh, Caden gets a little tight, and Nick's gonna hold on to that spot.
Jim's gonna go out of the inside and out of her.
It's not quite clear just yet. No, now he is.
No, you gotta. Although these guys are racing in the back, Dalton. Early on in the race, yeah, it's early. But later on in the race, these guys back here could be running up front. I mean, anything. If they go green, anything's possible.
Oh, absolutely.
Like a stack up here with the 8, back up here to 3rd, 4th, and 5th, brother.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Looks like Ty Morosco's going around the 8, the 62, and the 11 are both kind of nipping at his heels.
Oh, my.
Looks like they were about to go 3 wide out of the corner, but the 11 got the run. The 62 kind of backed out of it.
Probably a smart thing to do early on. Don't go 3 wide early. You might have the run out or the outside.
Especially with your teammates.
Exactly. Back it off. Save your stuff. You don't get a reset. So, get, damage early on. Well, guess where you're going to be sitting for quite some time? Yeah, on pit road.
Yeah. So we've actually got a battle heating up for second here. Ty Morosco, he's right on the back bumper of Caden Atkins. he's looking like he's got some pretty good speed right now at this point in the run, as we're about getting halfway through that fuel tank. Obviously not quite halfway, but we're getting around there. 19 laps in.
5 to 6, roughly. Looks like Braden Coos out there in go for the 6 to win it. So he's actually going to go for Derek Paulson. You know, if Derek was to win it, that would be back-to-back for Derek.
Yeah, and what a guy for it to happen to. He's been having some pretty bad luck in most of his league races, especially in another league that him and I race in together. So for him to have some luck go his way and get some good results, especially, you know, if he was able to come away with one here tonight,
Yeah.
he'd be ecstatic.
Oh yeah.
As looking back into the
Oh,
field,
61
there's
Corey Cook going off, hard lick into the inside wall, no caution, is below the yellow line. No caution. We're gonna go back here on the replay. Dalton, if you stay up live, I'm gonna check out, see exactly what happened to Corey Cook here. Looks like it was 90s. I believe. Maybe some net code contact going on at the same time. Don't know. We'll check it out here. Out of turn 2. Oh yeah, right there. 97 comes down, and maybe some net code contact, combination of both there. I don't know. Get a really good look at it due to the fact that we're back up to you.
yeah. Well, I will say this. Looks like Caden Atkins has picked it up a little bit. He's starting to put a gap between him and Ty Morosco. He's actually maintaining. I think he's actually closing the gap to Derek Paulson just a little bit. He was probably saving his stuff. And the battle for 4th is raging on. We've got Noah Mowry still holding on strong. But Brian D's in that 17 Marvel Studios machine, he's trying to get around him on the inside and do what some other guys haven't been able to do yet in this run. Looks like he's got some pretty good speed down there on that low line. He might get clear. No, I don't think he's going to clear him just quite yet. Maybe at a turn 2, depending on how hard Noah drives it in here. Nope. 17 car is clear. He's up into 4th position. So it looks like that's going to kind of settle in for a little bit in that order. Go back a little bit further. We've got Ben Lacey, Anthony Marshall, Caleb Sheets, Dane Cruz under a blanket. Looks like Ben Lacey just got around Anthony Marshall. Caleb Sheets looking to do the same. And then Marshall's he's going to be staying up at the wall, letting Dane Cruz go by. Zach Almond's probably going to be trying to follow him through here in a minute or 2. Slowly making their way back up through, because Dane Cruz, he's gained 4 spots since the start of the race. Zach Almond gained 2. So, scratch that. Dane gaining 5, Almond gaining 3, as my scoring is finally updated.
Yeah, if you don't have the actual timing screen to ATVO, you fortunately got to wait until they cross the start to finish to actually get the update. Kind of stinks. That's the way it is.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for me, but
Hey, it is.
you know,
It is.
I'm the rookie out here, so I might as well take the scraps when I can get them. As
Well, ATVO's free, so I mean, hey.
yeah, fair enough. Let's see. Looks like everybody's pretty much single file here. Nobody's really too close to each other, other than that same PPM battle for 5th between the 8, 11, and 62. Those guys have just been riding that way for, well, 28, 29 laps at this point.
Yeah,
So I don't really anticipate there to be too much, as Zach Probst, I'm working on it. He's going to the inside of the 11, trying to take 6th spot away.
Whatever his last name.
We got Zach in the 62. We'll do. I got Zach in the 62. We got Caden in the 97. I'm just gonna refer to them as that for the rest of the race until I get a correction from them.
We're just
we
having a good time up here. That's what we're doing, guys. I mean, they're 31 laps into 128 here, and right now, so far so good. They're really starting to, I wouldn't say get spread out, but they're keeping it. They're keeping it straight for the most part. Now, that's not saying that with the few packs, Dalton, that we do have going on, that, something could happen.
Yeah, but it looks like everybody out there has been given at least a little bit of room where they can still race around each other and not have any sort of accidents or major accidents. Looks like actually the PPM guys for 5th, they were about to go 3 wide out of turn 4 as Ben Lacey's getting up there. Which, good run for Ben Lacey so far. He's up 8 since the start of the race, and he's looking to try to get around the 62 with Zach on the outside. He's going to actually get that run as Dane Cruz behind him gets around Caleb Sheets. I believe he did the same move around the outside. And outside line seems to be coming in as the tires wear. So I'll be looking for people to start rim riding and trying to do a little bit of a Larson line almost as this run goes on.
Well, I can't remember who it was in practice. I want to say it was Caden Nat Kings, man. They're getting stacked up back here by Ben Lacey.
Yeah.
But Caden Nat Kings was doing some Tokyo drift stuff in practice. We might see that.
Yeah, we have everyone white. I can't speak right now. As actually, speaking of Caden Atkins, past couple laps, he's been fastest car on the track. He's a couple tenths faster than Derek Paulson, our race leader. He looks like he's trying to close that gap. Try and see what he's doing different to Derek. Looks like they're both doing like a middle entry, low through the apex in 1 and 2. Derek's doing low in 3 and 4. Caden takes it up to the high line in 3 and 4. I think that high line in 3 and 4 is what's allowing Caden to actually close, as he was another tenth of a second faster that last lap.
He'd be saving some tire early on as well.
He could be, but I.
Oh, 3 wide back here.
Oh, this is gonna be fun here. Zach Allman looking to the outside of Dane Cruz, trying to go from being the shaft of the spear to being the spearhead, and working through this traffic with him and Dane Cruz, as they're actually gonna get to the outside of the 11. 11's not gonna make it easy right here. I don't expect them to. Oh, they're gonna. They were about to go 3 wide there.
Yeah,
Noah Mowry up on that high line. Just try and hold things down, but it just looks like maybe he burnt his stuff up a little bit.
Possible. They just lap no 39 here. Getting pretty close to pit stop quickly.
Yeah. And with the strategies, with there being, 190 to go? Or, well, a little less than that, 180 something to go
Roughly,
at this point.
Something.
Some guys could try to short pit and get that gap on the fresh rubber, because it looks like once the tires wear and they get to this point in the run, looks like they'll be running about a 25-second lap time. If they pit and get fresh rubber, they'll be running 24 seconds, maybe even 23 seconds on a lap time. So they'll gain a little over a second a lap depending on how their pit entry is.
Looks like 88. Probably I just half on. We still got a ways.
Yeah. But with that fuel window being 55 to 60 laps, if they wait till lap 48, if they decided they wanted a short pit early and then stretch the fuel, they could do that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Back here with Caleb, 8th is back on. Oh, looks like battling back here with 88. Like Bassinger, Curry back in the pack. Well, inside the top 10, battling of their own.
And talking about battling, we got a battle for the lead. Caden Atkins, he is right on the back of Derek Paulson. It looks like maybe Derek Paulson is getting a little tight, or at least that's what it looked like he was at a turn 2 right there. Caden Atkins actually going to send it on the bottom. I think Derek probably just let him by there because Derek, he had a 1.5 lead, you know, about 10-15 laps ago, and that lap disintegrated very quickly.
Yeah, it didn't lasted a while, but Caden started making moves, so it went down pretty.
Yeah. That's just showing that right now, Caden, he's just got a really good balance on his race car. He hasn't worn the right front or the right rear anymore, or drastically more than the other. So he's got a pretty good balance right there.
Amorosco into the wall. Good save by Ty.
He's actually catching up to Derek Paulson too, so he might be getting up into second spot here before they make a pit stop.
Well, after hitting that wall for Ty, he lost a little momentum, but he didn't lose much.
True.
Separation. Well, I'll say that. Go back here to the 18 of Zach Allman. Still trying to get around the 62.
Looks like he's going to get that move done into turn 3. He's going to set his sights on that 88 car of Caleb Sheets. Try to get up into the 6th position. Which, hey, Caden was right. Slow and steady move through the field for Zach Allman and Dane Cruz, who's actually back there in P9. Just as you can see, I'm coming out of turn 2 there. Not really seeing too much other battling through the field at the moment. Until we go back to Noah Maury, because he's still got Christopher Bassinger right behind him, and Robert Lukens is recovering from his drop back from the second starting position. He's kind of maintained, and he's starting to make those spots back up.
That might be a fuel tire save. 020.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Oh, whoa, 20 got a little loop.
We got 2 Caden Atkins. He's still, him and Caleb Sheets are kind of trading fastest laps on the track. They've been kind of doing that the past few laps. Brian D's actually fastest on the track that last lap with a 25.08. He's kind of just sitting there in clean air, just minding his own business, having a uneventful, you know, first run for where they are right now.
Lap 50.
Yeah. And Zach Allman, he's still trying to close on Caleb Sheets. Find that button. Looks like Noah Maury has let the 11 and the 20 by potentially. He just
It's
dropped back to
looking
the
like-
12th position. Got a battle back for 15th. We got Dudes Castaneves trying to hold off. Blaine Sparling, who's actually getting to his outside right now. Nick Okier right behind both of them. Those guys just having a quiet little battle towards the lower section of the field. Every spot matters. I'm sure they all know that. Nick Okier actually going to get to the outside of Dudes Castaneves here. Everything's still pretty stable for the most part. I mean, Zach Allman's getting right on the back of Caleb Sheets now. And looks like that battle's going to start heating up here in the next, you know, couple corners. So I expect that Almond's going to be trying to get around Caleb before the pit stop, so that way he can get into the pits as quickly as he wants to and doesn't have to worry about accidentally running over the back of the 88 if the 88 does not go into the pits as quick as Almond would expect him to.
You know, when you got a car behind you or around you and you're coming into the pits, a lot of drivers, they'll say when they're pitting, but I don't believe that is a requirement for side job. I do not believe you have to state when you're coming down.
I don't believe so either, and I've been on both sides of it. I've gotten yelled at for not calling it out, but I haven't gotten like a penalty for not calling it out. It's just about got ran over because I was slowing down. But no, everything's still kind of stable here. I mean, pit window is open. I expect pretty much the entire field here to be in the pits within the next 5, maybe 10 laps. Because maybe the tire wear is having them use less fuel, so maybe they can go up to 65 laps. I don't know. We'll have to see what they decide they're gonna do. I mean, closest battle on the tracks, still Caleb Sheets, Zach Almond.
Robert up into the wall back here. Christopher Passenger.
Ooh,
Robert
he has
got
some
up
heavy right side damage.
Yeah. Hadn't do it. Turn the can. Yeah, definitely. Significant right side.
And while you got the replay up, we do have some takers on pit row. They must have been listening to me. We've got Ty Morosco and Brian Dees, 2 MFRD racing drivers, both coming down pit road at the same time. Let's see who kind of follows that. Looks like Caden Atkins, Derek Paulson, they're staying out.
11 up into the passenger.
Looks like he has about the same kind of damage as the 20 almost, maybe a little bit less. It doesn't look like he maybe hit as hard because it doesn't look like he has as much of a crumple as the 20 does, but he definitely hit it.
We're gonna go 3 wide. Yep, 3 wide here. Oh my gosh.
The fresh tires on that 17 working on getting up to temperature. Now, the one thing that the 1 and the 17 are going to want here is they're going to want this to go green. They're not going to want any sort of caution here anytime soon because both of them right now are a lap down, and they really do not need a caution.
Oh no.
So we've actually got Caleb Sheets. We got the 11 of Christopher Bassinger. We got Robert Lukens, Anthony Marshall, all coming down pit road.
Oh, got speed down pit road. I'm not tired, Caden. I'm not feeling well. I think I've something on my voice box, vocal cords or something. Looks like Almond's coming down there, Dalton.
Almond's coming down. We got Caden coming down. Derek Paulson electing to stay out on the racetrack. Ben Lacey still out. Derek Paulson actually coming in now. Ben Lacey stays out for another lap around this track. Just looking at the pit times, looks like everybody doing the obvious kind of choice here, taking 4 tires and a full tank of fuel. I'd be surprised if they didn't do that, but
would not take 2 tires. I can assure you that. Oh, Ben Lacey start down pit road.
Yeah, Ben Lacey coming down. I'm sure Dane Cruz staying out. We've got Zach Probst coming down. Looks like just about everybody has pit except for maybe Noah Mowry. Wait. No. Noah Mowry has not pit yet. Nick Okier hasn't pit. William Martin hasn't pit yet.
Comes Dane, he's down. Or coming down. Noah's coming. I assume
Nick is coming down. Nick almost missed it. And William Martin coming down. He sent it in. he was going.
He sure did. Sure
now
did.
I'm curious to see where everything's gonna cycle out, because I know Ty
Uh,
Morosco, Brian Dees, the two of them, they pit 4 laps earlier than anybody else, so they should have a pretty significant advantage over the guys that decided they wanted to stay out a little bit longer. Let's see, I think Ty Morosco is gonna cycle out to be your race leader
yes, he is.
once scoring updates. So it's gonna be Ty Morosco, Brian Dees. Should be Caden Atkins in 3rd, and then Derek Paulson 4th.
Zach Almond will be.
Which I knew he was working his way through, but 5th place after the first round of pit stops, that's not bad for Zach Almond.
Oh.
He is 8 seconds behind the leader right now.
Yeah, about
I don't
eight,
think he's bothered by that at all.
about 8.5 roughly. He's end of the time rather quickly. I say that, and
Just that last lap, I mean, he was pretty much equal with the leaders,
Yeah.
but he's also very good at saving his tires. So 5 laps into the run, I wouldn't be too worried that he's running times similar to the leaders who are on 5-lap older tires than he is.
just happened.
Yeah, I just saw him slow on the apron while watching
Oh, no.
Almond.
Looks like he's back going again. That's a good.
Yeah.
Back up around the Robert. Peter's right behind him. I'm a Roscoe.
Yeah, they are definitely they're trying to at least stay on the lead lap here because they're right on that tail end. And they're trying not to go a lap down, as currently there is only 13 cars on the lead lap, Noah Mowry being the 13th car. As we see the 97 kind of slow down on the bottom. He's going to try to stay out of the way as Brian Dees looks to the inside of the 1 car. Might be trying to get up there and lead a lap himself. Noah Mowry to the inside of Robert Lukens, trying to get around him. He's going to make that pass.
After pit stops, you got the drivers that are a lap down and the lead lap drivers all right there together.
Yeah, as actually Brian Dees in 17, he's going to get around Ty Morosco into the lead. As right behind the two of them, Blaine Sparling, first car 1 lap down. I think he's going to try to unlap himself if he can, but he's got Caden Atkins right behind him, and he's been, lighting up the timing sheets right now. So he's a man on a mission trying to get back up there and get back to the lead as soon as he pretty much can.
Corey Cook back down pit road. Got some more damage on it. Man, tough break for.
Yeah, that is unfortunate because I know he was involved with Nick Okier and I think the 97 and something earlier at a turn 2 if I remember right. So that really sucks to get any sort of damage early on in one of these races. Let's see, it looks like William Martin had an extended pit stop trying to repair some damage potentially. 97 repairing some damage potentially. Let's see here.
Dees, our new leader, got around the 1.
I think right now those two being on the same strategy, they're just not trying to overdo their tires, and they're just trying to make sure that they have something towards the end of this run. Because we can see right behind him, Caden Atkins getting around that 59 of Blaine Sparling. He's on 4-lap pressure tires. Derek Paulson right behind them, 5-lap pressure tires. These two guys, the short pit got them the track position, but I'm not too sure they're going to be able to hold on to it for that long. Once Caden does get to them, which it looks like he's getting to them pretty quick here. as
Eye on him.
we've actually got a battle for the 5th spot. Ben Lacey is getting around Zach Alman.
Right.
So I think right here, Zach Alman, he's in that tire save mode. He's trying to protect the right front, I would assume. Because it looks like a lot of these guys were facing kind of a little bit of a tight situation coming out of the corner.
Very big possibility.
Yeah. So he's probably going to try to just make sure he has that rotation at the end of the tire life, like he was showing us he had in the first run. Caden Atkins getting around, or about to get around Ty Roscoe. Ty holding it tough on the outside, not trying to really let him by, which I don't really blame Ty for racing him here, because it's, I mean, you're in the top 5 at this point. You're just, you got some pretty good speed. Who knows? He might be trying to hold that 2 car up to try to let Derek Paulson get to him.
Oh, two's gonna make that. Two's gonna make that pass.
Yeah, he's gonna clear him. Now he's got a little bit of clean air to try to get back after Brian Dees. Derek Paulson looks to the inside of Ty Roscoe. Looks like they're gonna be side by side out of the corner. I would expect Ty to probably let Derek by here, which looks like he's going to do just that. Derek Paulson in the 3rd, right on the heels of Caden Atkins. Caden closed the gap on Brian Dees pretty, looks like 2/10 that last lap. And it doesn't look like it's going to be that difficult to get to him. He's just got to get around him for this point in the run. Kind of looking back, looks like we got a battle between Zach Probst and Caleb Sheets. They're just kind of trying to negotiate around traffic right now. Nick Okie, 1 lap down in 15th. It's kind of just there in the mix.
I got a quick question, Dalton. Oh, you Derek. We had those green flag pit stops. Now, when would be the best time, if you can, to make a pass or to try to make a pass? Because everybody is pretty much on pressure tires, they got the fuel. But when do you try to make those moves? Early on, or maybe 15-20 laps into the run?
I guess it really depends on the circumstances and how well you can drive the car on older tires. If you know for a fact that you are going to be just kind of paddling while other guys are doing a full-on breaststroke or something like that, you're going to be trying to do what you can to save your tires out of that, or you're just going to say, F it, I'm going to send it and try to build as much of a gap as you can. For me, normally, I try to let my long run pace, whatever I may have, I try to let that do all the passing, because I've found that if you try to make the passes too early into the run, you could damage your tires, and then you're just struggling for the rest of the run. It's Caden Atkins. He's getting around the outside of Brian Dees. That's a bit of a power move right there. So normally the bottom's the way you want to go. Caden sends it into turn 1 and 2. Ryan gets that run back on the inside, but it looks like Caden is going to clear him. Caden Atkins, new race leader, Derek Paulson, looking like he's going to try to make a move on the 17 now. See if he can't stay with Caden.
Getting up to the person is the easiest part. Getting around them is the hardest part.
Yeah. And sometimes when you get to that person, you can't get around them. That gets more frustrating than really anything, because if you got to them, you're quicker than them. It's just you're not quick enough to get the run to get the position on them to even try to make a pass. So it can be very frustrating, and sometimes you'll see tempers boil over. Thankfully, it looks like we haven't really seen much of that here tonight.
On wood. Let's hope we don't see any of that. Bang.
Yeah.
No tempers.
Yeah, tempers aren't good. Tempers aren't good for race cars. Looking back through my timing, it's like the next closest battle that's not our race leaders. It's gonna be again between the 62 of Zach Probst and the 88 of Caleb Sheets. Those guys half a second apart from each other. They're just kind of riding. I mean, nobody is seriously battling, other than I'd say maybe Robert Lukens and the 36 of Anthony Marshall, which they're trying to stay on the lead lap if they can. Actually, Caden Atkins gets around Anthony Marshall to put him a lap down, and he's going to be trying to get around the 22 or the 20 as well. There's no 22 on the track.
Alton can't speak tonight.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm
all right.
failing, but I'm trying.
Hey, we're just up here calling or you're up here calling the race, man. I've been there and done that. Hey, I've even when I'm feeling fine, dude. I get everything. It happens.
As we actually have the 20, he threw a block on Caden to try to stay on the lead lap. I think he's not gonna give up a fight here. He is really trying to be aggressive here, but I don't think it's gonna really pay out here, because I know Caden on the long run, he's really fast around here. Him, Derek, Brian, the three of them, they're gonna be tough to hold off, especially if he's trying to stay, on the lead lap, which he's just gonna stay on the outside of Caden Atkins. Thinking Caden might start to be getting a little frustrated here, because he had a little bit of a gap to Derek Paulson, and now Caden's having to lift because Robert Lukens is driving him a little bit hard and fighting to stay on the lead lap here.
Oh,
He has
Robert.
every right to do that as long as he doesn't wreck the leader.
I mean,
He's bunching this back up.
I mean, he has every right to try to keep that spot, to keep from going a lap down, and both of them did a very good job of keeping it clean. But I think the two, like you said, I think he might be a little frustrated right now.
Maybe more than a little at this point, because down that front straightaway right there, Robert threw a couple blocks because he was looking to the outside. Robert kind of swung up, looked back to the inside. Robert kind of swung right back down. So he is not making it easy for these leaders to get around him.
Oh,
And that's allowing Derek Paulson to get to the inside and be right there. Same thing with Brian Dees on the slightly older tires. I think Caden might be giving that 20 a bumper here soon if Derek Paulson doesn't get around him first, which might happen, honestly.
well, here's another scenario for you. Let's say the 6 does get around the 2. The 6 comes up to the 20, does the same thing. What's the 6 gonna do in that situation? Is the 6 gonna give the 20? Well, now that I say that, the 2 is right there in second, still right behind that 20. Man, this is something else.
Yeah, all this battling, it's bringing Ty Morosco back into it too. He was about a second and a half, 2 seconds back from Caden, and he's now back up into this fight for the lead. I think if Derek was to, as Caden gives the bumper to the 20 in turn 1, trying to get around him, I think the bumper is going to start to begin a little more chrome by the end of this, and he's going to start using it a little more. Side by side with the 20 now. If I know Caden, he's probably going to send it a little bit deeper.
Oh, shit.
The 20 sent it deep. Caden, he's actually going to make the pass. He's clear. I think if Robert was smart here, now that he's a lap down, he's the first car a lap down. The next guy on the list would be Noah Mowry, and he's entering turn 1 right now. He's quite a ways up there. He's got time. He can just let these leaders go.
Just a little bit. Aiden just coming into the middle. Now, Noah in between 3 and 4.
looks like Robert's actually staying up by the wall this time. I don't think he's going to be racing these guys as hard now that he's a lap down. Or now that he's officially a lap down instead of fighting to stay on the lead lap. So it looks like Caden's now going to get a chance to maybe stretch those tires a little bit if he can.
Watching that up there, there's a battle back ropes. That's for 8.
You're absolutely right. They've actually both been passed by Dane Cruz, both him and Zach Allman, up 8 spots since the start, as the 88 kind of clears himself on the 62.
A little bit of a slide job there. Oh.
A little bit of a slide job. I think these two are going to be having some words at the end of the race. You know, because from what I remember, these guys have been around each other the entire race, and I haven't really. I've been hearing a little bit over the race comms. They have not been the friendliest on the track. So
we'll just keep it.
Things
at that.
could hit the fan really quickly here. I hope it doesn't, but things could.
Hope it doesn't. I mean, the 88 and the 62, we'll definitely have to watch it.
Yes, actually back up towards the front. Caden Atkins, Derek Paulson, Brian Dees. 3 of those drivers are under. Well, you can throw a blanket over all 3 of them. Brian Dees on the slightly older rubber. He's doing a really good job for that. You know, 5 laps older than Derek Paulson on the tires. You know, he's staying right with him. I think I just heard somebody get into the wall.
That might have been. I don't think it was.
Doesn't look like it was 18. It doesn't look like it was. Might have been the 97. Or maybe the 59. No, not the 59. He's clean.
Oh, Caden 97.
Looks like he does have some decent damage actually on both sides of the car, left side and right side. Looks like he's kind of been a little bit of a ping pong ball, since this race has started.
Oh, and
I don't
he
think
does.
It's really of his doing.
Twitch is. Oh, check him out. Twitch.tv/XX Roadkill XX. On the back of his car, actually.
Cool.
Oh, a little bit of shout out Twitch. Aiden G, by the way.
Yes, battle for the lead heating up yet again. Derek Paulson staying right there with Caden Atkins. You know, him, Brian Dees staying there, which they didn't do quite the best job at doing after the first run. So they're definitely doing a lot better on tires here. And as of right now, looks like everybody is in the fuel window to where if they pit here, they could make it on one more stop. Don't think anybody's going to be pitting quite yet. I think they're going to do the same kind of thing they did on the first run. Just kind of stretch the fuel out and be on the fresher rubber towards the end of the race if they can. Look for Brian Dees to be the first car down pit road, especially having been in the pits 5 laps before Derek Paulson, 4 laps before Caden. They're actually coming up on the 61 of Corey Cook. And it looks like is it the 34? That's the third. Yes, that's the 34 of Dude Castro Neves. Corey's not putting up too much of a fight here.
Corey, unfortunately, 4 laps down.
Yeah. Which that result of that slight net code out of 2 earlier on in the race sucks for him. Hopefully, he's hoping for a caution where he can actually get some more of his damage fixed if he can. I don't know if he's gotten everything fixed or if he still has some left. But we'll say this, a little bit further back in the field, about 11 seconds behind the leader, we got Dane Cruz and Caleb Sheets. The 2 of them are battling now. Caleb's just kind of been staying right. Oh, as we actually do have a caution.
It's going to be the 20.
Get get that replay going whenever. Let's see what happened here with Robert Lukens. Looks like... No, not yet.
Go back about 40. Coming up here.
Yeah.
Out of 4.
If I had to guess, I would say he just got loose. Yep, he just got loose and just kind of spun around on him.
Out of 4. Man.
Well, that kind of throws strategy out the window because now everybody is in that window of making it on one more stop regardless. So I expect everybody coming down pit road here should all be taking 4 tires and fuel.
We're on halfway or coming up here in about a lap. We'll be halfway. So yeah, about 1 more stop.
Let's see, we'll have to see how the race off pit road goes. Let's see if Caden can hold on to the lead here. Everybody on the lead lap came down. No surprise there. Let's see. Yeah, 4 tires and fuels for everybody. Yes, Caden will be first out of pit road. Then Derek, Brian, Ben Lacey is actually going to be 4th out. Ty Morosco is still in his pit box. Wonder what's going on with Ty. You know what? Ty's probably getting some damage fixed because he was in the wall earlier in the race. He's probably getting what little damage fixed he has, just so that way he's not having to worry about it for the rest of the race.
Oh yeah, that definitely could be the case for sure. Another guy, I have to watch down pit road now. He was up to coming down pit road here. Lane Sparling. I believe he was a lap down. I just gonna put him back on the lap, or is
it is because I believe he just got the lucky dog.
He is down pit road this time by. Now he'll be at the tail end of the field.
But that puts him right back in this fight.
Yes, it does. Well, we're gonna do any interviews here. Well, already been through, pit stops and the caution, but I'm assuming they're gonna go flag here pretty quickly. At Iowa, it does not take long. I do appreciate everybody out there tuning in here tonight. All 11 of you, 5 likes. Of course, Dalton, a majority of the talking here. Dalton Kilrow, for everybody that doesn't know. Myself, Joshua Medlock, I'm still here. Recuperate. Not feeling well. We're over halfway here, Dalton, so I think it's gonna start heating up a little bit more than what we've seen.
Oh, it should definitely be heating up here. Like, let's see, Noah Mowry is actually coming back down pit road. Looks like he's just topping off on fuel. I don't think that's going to be quite as beneficial to him. Because if they can go 60 laps a run, they only need to go 112 more. That's 56 laps. That really everybody should be making it from here on out on one more stop. The only thing I can think of is maybe he's trying to open up his window at which he can pit. So that way, maybe if there is a late caution in the fuel window, he'll be able to benefit from it. So we actually have the lights off on that pace car. Field's going to be in the hands of Caden Atkins once we get out of turn 4 and that pace car makes that left-hand turn back down to pit road for the restart. Run back through our field here. Got Caden Atkins, obviously our race leader. Derek Paulson 2nd. Brian Dees 3rd. Ben Lacey 4th. Zach Alman 5th. Caleb Sheets in the 6th position. Zach Probst in 7th. Christopher Bassinger 8th. Ty Morosco, after getting some damage fixed, according to my timing and scoring, says he's 9th. And then it looks like Dane Cruz is going to be 10th, with Blaine Sparling 11th. Or, well, actually, it's probably going to be Noah Mowry 11th, Blaine Sparling 12th. As pace car is off the racing surface, hands back in the field of Caden. Field back in the hands of Caden Atkins, and he gets that jump. He is going to be clear. Derek Paulson going into turn 1 here on the restart. We are 3 wide for third. Zach Allman to the inside. Brian Dees, Ben Lacey kind of getting shoved up the track. As Caden Atkins gets gone from the field. Zach Allman's going to clear Brian Dees and set his sights on Derek Paulson. Zach Probst looking to the inside of Brian Dees and Ben Lacey. Now Brian Dees gets loose. It's going to hand... Oh, we have another caution out. Let's see, who
William Martin.
is that? Oh, no.
False name.
Let's see what happened here. He has some significant damage to the front of that race. Oh, not significant damage. It looked worse, but he's got some pretty bad right rear damage. A little bit of right front damage.
Oh.
I wonder if he maybe just got loose. Oh, yeah. Yep. He just got loose. Kind of backed up into the wall.
How in the world did the 9 of Nick get around that?
God. I'm watching the replay on a delay. Oh my God. Nick, how did you avoid that, dude?
Wow, that was insane.
Talk about threading the needle. Holy crap.
I think he threaded. I think he might have got a little piece of that wall. Let's get back here. That would be Oquier or Aquir, as I call him.
Looks like maybe has some slight right side damage.
Yeah, very slight. He might have
barely anything.
got a little bit of that wall. Well, he did get some. There's a scrape going down the right side. He did get, but I don't think it'll affect him too much.
There's some interesting chatter going on between some of the drivers here under this caution. I've just been kind of listening to it all, and I can't really sum it up just because I don't know where it's kind of been going, but I hear it all.
Let's not a repeat. I mean, if it's good chatter, it's good chatter. But if it's not good chatter,
it's not negativity.
Oh,
it's
okay.
not anybody yelling at anybody. It's just they're just kind of bantering back and forth with each other.
Trying to figure out everybody's strategy, pretty much. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like we did have the 11 of Christopher Bassinger come down pit road. I think he might have had a little bit more damage because it says he was in his stall for a little over 30 seconds. So look for him with his current fuel load to go a little bit further in the run if we get a long green flag run here, if there's a caution.
It looks like William Martin Dalton has William has taken his car behind the wall. He's done.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I mean, obviously he had a little bit of damage, but you know that always sucks to see somebody that is gonna. Let me just go ahead and actually just turn off my chat because they're unprofessional as all crap right now.
They're getting a little bit out
in
of
regards to me having the chat on, not what they were saying.
sometimes it's interesting listening in. Uh, especially, if you have access to all the team chats and you can maybe jump in and spy on them and, listening in to what they're saying. Of course, as a driver, Dalton, you wouldn't be able to do that to all the teams. You could only do that to your team. But, as let's say somebody who wants to report from pit road, that would be kind of cool, to jump in and listen in. Well, this team is going to do this. Maybe not say the team name, but this team's going to try this, and then this team's going to try this. That would be kind of neat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, get us back going here, buddy.
All right. Lights back off on that pace car. Gonna be back in the hands of Caden Atkins. This time he's got Zach Almond right behind him. So I'm expecting Caden to give that little wave out the side window to try to help get Zach up clear of the 6 of Derek Paulson. And maybe get Zach up to the lead, honestly. His pace car is off. It's now under Caden's control again. He gets a pretty good jump. And as I predicted, Zach Almond goes right with him. He's clear of Derek Paulson. He's up into second. And now he's going to set his sights on the race lead. As a little bit further back, Brian D's side-by-side, Ty Morosco. Looks like Ty Morosco actually got into the wall a little bit there. And they're 3 wide with Caleb Sheets on the very bottom. Looks like Ty, they're still going to stay 3 wide all the way down the front stretch. Brian almost gets into the left rear of Ty Morosco. Ty's going to clear the 17. The 88 is going to clear him as well. It just goes side by side. Ty Morosco trying to hold off Caleb Sheets. Doesn't look like it's going to work here. Caleb Sheets up into the 6th position on the restart, making use of those fresh tires. That's just up ahead of them. We got Zach Probst and Ben Lacey battling for the 4th position. Meanwhile, it's like Caden Atkins, he's gone out to a pretty good lead by himself. And battle for 2nd place, Derek Paulson back underneath Zach Almond. He's gonna try. Oh, I don't know what happened just quite there. I think maybe Zach Almond expected Derek to turn in a little bit earlier. But regardless, Derek Paulson, move done. He's up into 2nd position. He's going to set his sights to try to hunt Caden Atkins back down. And looks like through most of the field, pretty much everybody's single file at this point, except Zach Probst. He's still trying to get underneath Ben Lacey. Doesn't seem to be working quite as well as he probably would like it to. Looks like what he's doing is he's just kind of driving it in a little bit deeper on entry, but Ben on that outside is getting the run out of the corner. And Zach is just not able to keep up on the actual, on the side-by-side battling here. That's actually going to allow Caleb Sheets to get up there and challenge for 5th. Caleb's been showing some pretty good short run speed, so I would expect him to be trying to make these moves if he can. As Ben Lacey's actually catching up to Zach Almond. I don't know what's going on with Almond right now. He's probably in tire save mode again. Yeah, he's just kind of dropped off the back of Derek Paulson.
It's possible. Sorry about that. I had to go give me some more coffee.
You're all good. You're all good.
Like Michael is out in chat here tonight. Michael Falk. I bet you know that guy.
Yeah, I think I do. I think we have a little known nickname for him called Boss Man in the team chat. So
okay.
Let's see here. Zach Almond, he is basically backing up Ben Lacey into Zach Probst and Caleb Sheets, Brian Dees, Ty Morosco. Something doesn't seem right here, because I mean, normally when Zach's in tire save mode, he's not allowing himself to kind of fall this far back as Ben Lacey gets around him and gets up into third, Caleb Sheets gets a run and gets clear of the 62. He's looking to the inside of that 18 car now, trying to make it work if he can.
Get around the 88. Caleb Sheep right there, man. Oh, golly, it's going to get awfully tight.
Oh, God, they're 3
geez.
wide.
And
Oh, contact. Zach Allman into the wall.
Yep.
Spinning down to the apron. No caution yet.
No caution as of yet. I do not believe there's going to be one unless he spins it.
Which doesn't look like he's going to do. He's back going.
Oh, I'm going to go ahead and go on a replay on that while you stay up live here.
Yeah. It looks like from what I saw, it looked like Zach was to the inside of Caleb. And maybe Almond didn't realize that they were 3 wide and just they kind of sandwiched together.
Zach was on the outside and then 2. The other Zach, yeah. Yeah, right there it was. Oh.
Yeah, that is extremely unfortunate for Zach Almond. You know, he had worked pretty much all race so far to this point to get up to where he had been, and now all that work's kind of just gone down the drain because of some slight contact and getting loose out of the corner. So at this point, Zach is probably hoping for a caution or something just like right on the fuel window, just to get him back up close to just really to anybody.
Oh yeah, definitely.
According to my timing, he's like 12 seconds behind the 12th place car of Anthony Marshall, and that's gonna be difficult to make up.
Yeah, I'm seeing here as I get a little bit of a quicker update. He's a little over 10. Well, now 11. Oh, he's coming down pit roads.
Yeah, it's definitely not good for Zach Allman, but on the bright side for him, he is relatively, he's pretty safe in terms of the playoffs. So this shouldn't really affect him too much. Let's see, we got a battle for the 7th position. Dane Cruz trying to look underneath Ty Morosco. Gonna kind of drive it in there on the bottom. It's actually gonna stick pretty well. Dane's got some pretty good speed most every track we go to, so I'm not surprised by that. Let's see. Ben Lacey's not really in a battle right now. That's the closest battle we've got on the track, really.
Yeah.
Right behind him, we got Noah Mallory and Christopher Bassinger. Those 2 guys are just kind of licking their chops as Dane had to lift a lot. He got tight. I think he was... Did he just blink out? Or...
Believe.
Oh, no. Dane Cruz put it on the hauler from the track.
He alt F4.
I believe he did.
Now, is there an incident limit for slide? I didn't even get a chance to look at that. And
I don't believe so.
Okay, and there's no way Dane would have the incident. Yeah, he just disappeared. Yeah, he was gone.
I wonder if that could be some of that frustration, maybe that was. But at the same time, I don't see why he would be. I don't see why he'd be alt F4ing there.
And that's not like Dane to do that.
Yeah.
Something's got to be going on.
Hope everything's okay.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah, definitely. Whether it be iRacing related, hopefully he's all right, or whether it be real life. We don't know if something happened and he had to go. We don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, Nakeem's still up. Eric there in second. They just got around the 18 of Almond. That's going to put Almond 3 laps down. Ouch. Man. Oh. All right.
Let's see. Looks like a little further back. Ben Lacey. Well, he's still got actually a pretty good gap back to Zach Probst in the 62. Looks like next battle on the track, Caleb Sheets and Brian Dees battling for 5th. Caleb's got it. Brian wants it. Don't really see any other battles for position that are closer than that.
Not either. Let's kind of throw this out there a little bit. We're over the, well over the halfway mark here, folks. Now, I would have not. Next week, I do believe we're going to be at Chicagoland. Yes, we will. And that is going to put it for the final race of the regular season. Oh, no, it's not, Dalton. You actually have something on that, don't you? Didn't you say it? Oh, no, never mind. That is the final race of the regular season. However,
Yeah.
we'll get to the actual number of drivers that are going to be going into that. So Chicagoland is going to be the last race of the regular season. Then we'll get into case drivers. And Chicagoland, a little bit similar to Iowa in a sense, Dalton. It is its own track, but it is similar in a way too.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a relatively, like if you zoom out of the track, they've got a relatively similar track map. I know Chicagoland, they've got that curved back straightaway, quotations around the straightaway. So that makes that track a little bit more unique. But I know at Chicagoland, it's going to be a pretty fun race up towards the front. I do plan on trying to race that. But worst case scenario, you know, if something were to happen, or honestly, depending on how the points are, I might not even race there. Just because I don't want to potentially take a playoff spot, which we did confirm while we were taking a little bit of a break, that it is going to be 10 drivers instead of 12 going into the playoffs, 4 races, and then I believe it's final 4 at Homestead. If I remember right.
I believe Slide just does a straight 5 races. I don't think there's any cutoffs. I don't believe. I'll have to get with William on that again because I know each season's different.
Well, I will say whatever it is, we will have it for next week.
Exactly.
We will know.
Well, we'll know exactly the top 10, top 12, whatever it is. We'll know who it is after next week, Chicagoland. Now, it does look like Zach Allman, Dane Cruz, William Martin out of the race tonight. Corey Cook is still sitting on pit road here. He is still in the lobby, but on pit road. I don't assume Corey is going to be coming out anytime soon.
Yeah, and if he does, I mean, he would have to. I mean, he could gain some spots with Zach Allman and Dane Cruz both putting it on the hauler. I don't know exactly what kind of damage he might have, or if Corey Cook is just doing some like race control type stuff. But you know, if he does have some significant damage and he's getting that fixed, he could get, you know, as long as he comes back out of the pits by lap, what is that, lap like 204. If he comes out of the pits lap 204, he should be able to pass Dane and Zach. But we'll have to see. I mean, he's got plenty of time if he wants 2 extra spots.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, he's 22 laps behind Dane. So that's gonna put him.
That'd be 206.
Yeah, so he would have to get out there and he could pick up a couple spots. But I think Corey Cook, I mean, right now, well, he's not even in the top 15. So not looking promising this season for Corey Cook.
Yeah, I know he's one of the guys that's, if I'm not mistaken, he's been here for quite a while actually.
Yeah. I think he was actually one of the first drivers, I do believe.
Yeah, so definitely not the season Corey Cook was looking for. You know, we'll have to see what all he can get together in these next few races before we get the Homestead in a couple months at this point. Really no serious battles up on the track except for battle for second place. Derek Paulson, he's just gonna let the 7 of Ben Lacey go. Ben Lacey's been catching him pretty quick, and Ben Lacey on a mission. He's up to second.
I don't think that's enough for him to do that. I mean, I think Derek, I wouldn't say mathematically locked in. A good, decent finish for Derek Paulson will definitely probably propel him into the, with that, lock in, point wise. But I still wouldn't count him out to maybe still another victory here, as it looks like the Waterman, as I call him, Nick Acquier, or as it's, I do believe pronounced, Dalton has it. Well, he's on pit road.
Yeah, he's been in his pits for, it looks like, well, over 30 seconds at least. So I don't know what exactly has happened with Nick. Maybe he's got some damage that he's trying to fix, or maybe he's just pulling off to just get up on top of his little hauler and just kind of watch the rest of this thing play out. It's the only thing I can really think of.
It's possible. 288 and 17 still right here together. Fourth.
Yeah, that is actually shaping up to be a nice little battle, because as we see yet again, the 62 and the 88, they're right around each other, just like they've been all race. So we'll have to see kind of what happens here. The 88 looks to get underneath 62. Looks like he might have got a little tight. It's actually going to open the door of Brian Dees to get underneath of him. And I think that high line's going to prevail here, at least coming out of 4. Looks like the 88, yes, he is going to... He's going to hold that position from Brian Dees. Try and get back underneath Zach Probst. And this is the battle on track. There's nobody else really battling.
I'm interested to see if the 88 could actually, if the 88 and the 62 could actually get side by side and go side by side for a couple of laps to see exactly who would prevail that. But it looks like the 17 looking back to the side of the 88 right now.
Yeah, running that bottom. That, if he can be side by side with the 88 going into the corner, running the bottom would be different. But he's still coming from like a car length or 2 back, at least, as the 88. I don't know if he just got loose or if he was just trying to make sure he could get to the inside of the 62. He's, doing what he can to try to... Ooh, he's actually getting a really good run through 1 and 2. They are side by side now, just like you wanted, Josh. So maybe they were listening.
Oh yeah, probably. Well, we're actually going to be.
We got a slide job here a little bit. 88 up in front of the 62.
Dalton, we're going to be joined in by Dane Cruz here, buddy. He jumped in chat here and wanted to be sprung up here. So looks like Dane Cruz going to be joining you here tonight. Dane, what's up, buddy?
What's going on? I've always wanted to try out the booth, so this is pretty cool. Pretty nice up here.
Well, what happened down there, buddy? We gotta know, man. It looks like he just just disappeared.
Yeah, had a couple problems with the cars. I wasn't driving too good, so I was just like, whatever, and decided to alt F4. Is that a good reason? Is that a good reason?
Well, I would say so. I mean, especially since coming into tonight, you were the points leader. I mean, with Zach also bowing out of the race, I don't think your points position is going to change that much, if at all. So I'm pretty sure you're considerably locked into the playoffs. I mean, you've been running really well all season, so there's no reason you shouldn't be. How is the racing out there, besides obviously having the couple issues with your car that caused you to put on the hauler early?
I'm sure you've seen it's really difficult to pass. The high line works really good in 3 and 4, and the low line in 1 and 2. Very bumpy racetrack, so got to be sure not to hit a bump and crash someone. So it's pretty tough. It's a pretty tough racetrack. So surprised we haven't seen more cautions or anything. So
Oh, 'cause
Yeah,
we
and
actually
Caden-
have Caleb Sheets coming down pit road. Sorry to cut you off there, but
Yeah.
it's now in the fuel window, which we were told before the race it could be anywhere from 55 to 60 laps you guys could go on fuel. Does that sound about right?
I don't remember when I first pitted, but I think it was a little after 60. I was pretty slow though, so maybe that saved me some gas. I think
You
so.
were not that slow, Dane. You and Zach were making it up through the field. You'd gained like 8 spots apiece. you guys are just
I
doing
was
fine.
I was burning up my tires a little bit.
Well, it didn't really look like it was that bad from up here, so.
Dane Cruz up here talking smack, folks. Yep.
About myself?
Yeah, about yourself.
Yeah, I guess so.
Man, you're not fast. Yeah, I call it something, but we're gonna keep it PG here. So.
There's a certain 2 letters we like to call that. Looks like battling out on the track, everything's for the most part really just kind of evened out. I mean, we don't really have anybody too close to each other. I mean, the closest guys I see on track right now, it's Christopher Bassinger and Blaine Sparling battling for 8th. Blaine's kind of closing up a little bit on the 11. But other than that, nobody's like really crazy close about to fight somebody. So I honestly expect this race to go green at the end at this point.
I've said that before, and every time I say it, I didn't say it this time, folks. Every time I say it, guess what happens? So if something happens, we blame Dalton tonight.
Fair enough. Fair enough. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna be because I'm in the booth.
I think we're getting pretty close to pit windows. I'm pretty sure when I joined or when I left the PPM chat that I was in, Probst was saying he's pitting around like 180. So probably gonna be seeing people coming out pit road pretty soon here.
Yeah,
Don't know about Caden though.
that does sound about right because according to my little timing sheet that I've got, it says they've all been out, or their last pit stop was about 62 laps ago, with a couple cautions obviously thrown in there. So that does sound about right. You know, they probably have 5, maybe at the most 10 laps of fuel left. So I do expect everybody to be coming down pit road here soon. The one guy I would watch for, to just kind of hang it out there a little bit longer, is that 11 of Christopher Bassinger. Because I know under that second quick caution that we had, he came in and he topped off. So he's got, 5-6 laps extra of fuel than anybody else that's on the lead lap, which only 10 cars on the lead lap at this point of the race. So I think what he's probably planning on doing is staying out as long as he can and potentially catching a caution if somebody on the new tires just makes a mistake like we saw with the 20 on that restart. But we'll have to see kind of how it plays out. I know Caleb Sheets, with him short pitting as early as he did, he's going to get some pretty good track position, but he's going to get caught really quick as the run goes on. As we actually see Blaine Sparling, he gets around the 11. It looks like
it got a little tight.
Yeah. Now,
And we actually did have our first pit stop. It looks like Dudes Castroneves came down pit road. So looks like it's open. He is 3 laps down though, so
yeah.
gonna be 4 now.
Which honestly, he's in the window. Might as well. It's not gonna hurt him. It'll help him a little bit because if I'm not mistaken, I think he was battling Caden a little bit before that. So he should be able to get track position on the 97, as we still see pretty much everybody on the lead lap stay out, except, now Brian Dees, Ty Morosco, both them coming in at the same time.
Oh yeah.
So they're going to be...
They've been undercutting a little bit, and that's what they did on the first run. I don't know how well it worked out for them because I was so far back, but I think they did get around Caden, and Caden has been complaining about the short run speed a little bit. He's not as good as Paulson, I think, and Lacey has now gotten around Paulson, so Lacey's been really fast, so he's driven up to the field too.
Lacey is now in the pits as well, so Lacey's actually going to be ahead of Paulson once everything kind of cycles out. I'm going to hop on board with Caden here and see what he does.
Yeah, I think he's coming
he's
down.
Coming
yeah,
down
he's coming
now.
down. I was gonna
think-
say he's gonna need to come down very soon because the pace is falling off. He's gonna lose a lot of time.
Yeah, it looks like it's at least going to be about a second a lap, fresh tires versus these old tires that they're on. At least, maybe even a second and a half a lap. So I expect probably Brian Dees and Ty Morosco to get out relatively well. Looks like Ty had an extended pit stop, so I don't want to say I'm going to write him off, but he's not going to be right there with Brian like he was. I'm thinking Caleb Sheets is probably going to cycle around to be the race leader. And I think Brian Dees may be second once everything cycles, depending on where Ben Lacey comes out. Which it looks like he's actually ahead of Brian Dees, so it's... And he's ahead of Caleb Sheets, too. So, actually, Ben Lacey should probably... Nope, never mind. There goes Caden. Oh, crossover. Oh, Caden.
Oh, yeah, I saw a big
Ben
wiggle
Lacey
there.
back underneath him. That's going to be the net race lead here.
Yeah, Ben Lacey, he's been super quick. If it's not gonna be Caden, I think it's gonna be Ben.
Ben got
And a
loose.
big slide, yeah. And
I
Caden's
think
gonna
if
take it over.
Caden can hold this position, I think it's going to be hard to get to him. I see Derek Paulson is now in. Christopher Bassinger did not extend his fuel run like I thought he would, which that kind of disappoints me. I was like, damn, I mean, wait, you know, might have
Yeah,
had some.
especially them back there. They were pretty far back. They needed something to turn their race around a little bit. So maybe a pit strategy would have helped it, but he decided to play it safe and come down early.
And speaking of coming down, we got Noah Mowry. I'm probably butchering his last name, but he's
Maori,
now
pretty sure.
Maori. Okay, there we go. I've been corrected. Noah Maori coming down pit road. Looks like he's the last car in the lead lap to actually come around and pit. We'll have to see where everything kind of cycles out. Looks like Derek Paulson is catching up to Caleb Sheets already, but I don't believe he's going to be close enough to really do anything with Caden or Ben, because by them pitting 3-4 laps before Derek, they've just got so much of a gap. I'm not too sure Derek's going to be able to make it up in the 40 laps we got left in this race.
We'll see what happens. That was most likely the last pit stop. We'll see tonight. I don't know if these guys are out of tire sets. I'm pretty sure they are. So,
Yeah,
we'll see.
they all should be at least. If somebody had saved tires, I hadn't noticed it. So I'm pretty sure everybody's on what they're on right now. Derek Paulson gets around Caleb Sheets. Brian D is looking like he's going to try to do the same. If he can actually, get to him. And, I mean, other than that, we don't really... I mean, Focus is back up on the front. I mean, Caden and Ben just under a blanket, running relatively similar lap times. Ben was 0.06 of a second faster that last lap. So he's staying with him. And, I mean, I don't think Ben's going to really fall off that much. But we'll have to see just how hard Ben is actually pushing it right now. Plus, Caden does have 1 lap fresher tires, which doesn't really... I mean, it doesn't mean quite that much, but in terms of at the end when everything hits that plateau of running like the 25.0, 25.1, 25.2 lap times, he's not going to hit that quite as quick. So if I know Caden, he's probably just up there just doing what he can to save his stuff and try and hold track position just in case a caution does come out, so that way he can still be in control of the restarts like he's been all night.
Yeah, Caden, I'll kind of share his method
Oh,
here.
wait a minute on that.
He runs the bottom.
Having an incident back here with Brian Dees. There's no caution. I'm gonna go an instant replay on it and let you guys, go ahead and do y'all's thing. But something
Looks
happened.
like it was him and Caleb Sheets, actually.
Oh, okay,
He's pretty
okay.
wide.
Oh, net code. Oh, major
see.
net code
Wow.
there.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Oh, wow.
I'm surprised that wasn't a
Um,
caution.
Caleb Sheets
Yeah.
pulling a Martin Truex
Yeah, I feel
from
bad for Caleb. He was pretty quick. He was definitely in for top 10 or maybe even top 5 if he got lucky. So
Hey.
that takes him out of the running.
yeah, that's unfortunate for him and Brian. I know Brian was running pretty good too. You know, he was knocking on the door of the top 5, or he was really in the top 5 all night. But hey, one thing that does do that moves Christopher Bassinger up into the top 5, which, hey, that's a really good run for him, because I know he's been wanting to have some good runs. He's been a little bit down on himself with some of the runs he's been having, but
Yeah,
this is exactly what he needs.
yeah, he's gonna need some good results here, pretty quick as the playoffs are coming around. They're right around the corner. And
Yeah, he's what,
I don't remember when
14
the
points
last-
out, I believe.
I don't
I think-
remember when Chicagoland. So next week is the regular season finale. So uh, this is his last 2 chances.
Yeah, which looks like he's doing everything he needs to do to make it into the playoffs, as battle for the lead still hot between Caden and Ben. Caden's not really driving away from him, and like you said, he's running the bottom, and that's just kind of letting him save his stuff. I know ever since iRacing has done its surfacing update, I'm pretty sure Iowa has gotten that update to the surface. But running the top, yeah, it'll be quicker. But running the bottom saves your tires a lot better because you got to slow down. So he's doing what he's got to do to stay out in
Yeah.
front of Ben. Ben's actually looking to the inside. I think at this point of the run, Caden may be starting to try to stretch the gap just a little bit, so that way he doesn't have to have quite as much pressure on him from Ben Lacey. Which it's not like he's got a huge amount of pressure from the 7, but any little bit of a gap of breathing room that he's going to have towards the end of this race is going to be even more beneficial to just let him do what he's got to do and run his race.
Yeah, Caden, his method, like I was saying, he runs the bottom, both corners of the track, and then it's about 10-15 laps, starts moving up to the high side as we've seen now. So if he's going to build a gap, I'd expect it to be now, and it maybe looks like he's doing that a little bit over Ben Lacey. So, but Ben's going to have to find a way around him. Passing is difficult, especially when you got someone on the outside in turn 3. So we'll have to see what he does for the race win, because we're coming down to it.
Yeah, little under 30 laps to go at this point. Ben's, he's falling off a little bit at this point now, as now that everything's kind of cycled through that last lap around, Caden was the fastest on the track. So not really too surprised by that. And, it just doesn't look like to me Ben's going to have the speed right now to be able to get back to Caden and then get around him. So as long as Caden just keeps doing what he's been doing all race, he should be able to at least hold on to a good finish.
Yeah, it seems like you can visibly see that these guys have fallen off now, and Caden's driving away a little bit, maybe just because he ran the bottom and it's been working for him all night. And I think the only thing that's going to stop Caden from winning this race is a mistake or a yellow. So we'll see. I don't know. Ben Lacey, if he can get there, you can use the bumper, short track racing.
Yeah, I did see a little bit of a... Well, there goes my co-commentator. Guess he got... I don't know what happened with Dane, but he's no longer in the booth right now. It looks like he's actually in a different voice channel, so I'm not sure if he just got moved or if he left. I don't know, but
Sure, exactly. However, I was watching back here. You guys were talking about Ken and Caden. I was watching a battle back here with Ty Morosco Lane Sparling. They were side by side for quite some time, but Ty Morosco is going to be able to hold that spot, that 7th spot, ahead of Blaine Sparling.
Yeah, which good run for Ty, good run for Blaine. I know the two of them are they're needing some good results too. I know. Go back to the points. Ty needs good runs here. Blaine should be getting some really good points in regards to trying to get into the playoffs. With him being, what's that, 3 spots ahead of Robert Lukens, that should put him in the playoffs based off of performance tonight. Zach Probst, another one of the guys right on the edge, running in P4 right now. He's having a really good run. He should be good. Christopher Passenger, you know, he's running up in 5th. He's doing good. Ty maybe needs to do a little bit more to try to close that gap up, being, what's that, 21 points out of it. But he's trying to do what he can. I mean, everybody that needed a good run tonight has had a good run tonight. So it's going to be tight coming into Chicagoland.
I noticed that too. Everybody who's in and around the bubble is actually having a really good night out here. And I want to give a shout out to Anthony Marshall real quick. He's running P10. Unfortunately, about to go a lap down, but he's done a pretty good job so far, keeping on the lead lap. It's lap 206, so he's in it. I mean, he's pretty much a lock for a top 10 unless some tomfoolery happens, but he stays out of the way of the leaders, so let him race it out.
Tomfoolery, I like that word.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, you did bring up a very good point. Leaders are still battling. Ben Lacey has not fallen away quite as quickly as he looked like he did. It looks like they have reached the plateau of the tire wear, and it's not really going to get too much slower, you know, for the rest of this race. So they got 20 laps now, go at it. And honestly, I think Ben on the older tires right now looks like he's got a relatively, I mean, he's got a pretty good balance on what's going on right now. He's right back to the back bumper of Caden.
You can tell the pressure's on right now for Caden.
I was gonna go, but I thought it might not be wise to do that. So
definitely looks like Caden. Looks like he's pushing a little tight on corner entry, and that's allowing Ben to roll the bottom a little better. I think maybe Caden might have burnt the right front up just a little bit, and that's allowing Ben to kind of reel him back in and put the pressure back on. So that as long as there is no yellow, and I am knocking on my desk that is solid wood right now, okay? No yellow, don't screw this up. We should have a good little battle for the lead here, and for the win.
Yeah. Ben's still got to get to him. He's got about maybe a little bit over a car length still, but in 3 and 4, I can tell that Ben's eating him away a little bit. I don't know if Caden's line's failing him a little bit, or he's really just got that much pressure on him right now. But it seems like Ben just rotates a little bit better.
I'm thinking what Ben's probably doing is he's entering in that middle groove and probably doing a little bit more trail braking and getting the car to slow down a little sooner and then cut down coming out of the corner. And I think if he does get right on the tail, you know, the back bumper of Caden going into turn 3, I think that's the move he's going to have to pull. He's going to have to make a move out of turn 4, get side by side with Caden coming out of 4, and drive the inside going through 1 and 2 and try and clear up out of 2. That's the only way I can really see Ben getting around Caden.
Oh, there's another way, but it wouldn't be a smart way to. There would be tempers.
Yeah, I know your way. Okay, it's the chrome horn, but I don't think Ben is going to resort to that. I think he's going to try to make the pass clean first, and if he has no other option, says, you know what, I want this, then he'll do it probably last lap if he can get to him.
Oh, I'd direct Caden at Kings for a Klondike bar, so, you know.
Yeah, Caden wouldn't like take a second to consider wrecking someone for the win. I know him pretty well. He's been telling me to start doing it to other people too, like Amon. So, Caden, he wouldn't think twice. So, but he's not in that position to use it. Ben Lacey is, and Ben's got to wait until Caden can't do it back to him, because
Well,
if he uses the bumper, Caden's gonna use it back.
I will say this, is we're now approaching 10 laps to go. They are catching Brian D's, and knowing Brian, he's not going to make it too difficult on these guys, especially because he is damaged, as he
Oh.
actually does stay up
Almost
out
hit the
of
wall,
the
actually.
groove.
Yeah, there's a
Which-
big old bump in turn 1. Don't want to
Yeah.
hit it. He almost knocked the wall down because of it.
Which big props to Brian D's for doing that. I know he didn't really have to, especially being the last car in the lead lap, but he doesn't want to be the guy to screw up a battle like that for the lead, where they're just under a blanket and just going at each other.
Yeah, he might be all right too if there's a caution, or because Blink next car on the lead lap is quite ahead up the road right now, sort of, and he'd be the lucky dog either way. So maybe he's just thinking about that, but staying out of the way for this battle, as it's quite even. Like I'm not really seeing too much favor in one of the parties or anything like that. Looks like Caden was a little bit quicker that time around, but maybe I think he hit a bump pretty bad there in 1 and 2, so he went up the track.
It definitely looked like he pushed tight middle off, which while we're watching this battle, we've also got a battle for the 5th position. Christopher Bassinger and Noah Maori, 2 of them under a blanket fighting for 5th. That's, again, good run for Chris so far. He needs it. And Noah Maori, from how he kind of started the race and kind of dropped back a little bit, you know, he's trying to recover, get himself up in the top 5, so that'll be something else to keep an eye on.
He's actually in the top 5. He started in 5th, and oh no, he's in. Oh, you're talking about Noah, not Chris. Never mind. Just ignore me.
I may be stuttering half the time up here, but I know most of what I'm talking about.
Christopher started in 5th. He is 5th. Noah started in 4th. He's in 6th. So, yeah, there we go. I'll get it right in a minute. When you're not feeling well.
Yeah, other than that, I mean, it's battle for the lead, battle for 5th. Those are the only changes for position I really see happening, unless those 2 fighting for 5th really slow each other up and allow Ty Morosco, who's 2 seconds behind him, to close up. Then it shouldn't really be much more than that, as Ben Lacey, he's trying to get there. So we got, what's that, 6 to go, 5 to go? I think it's 6 to go.
6 to go.
So actually that last lap, Ben was a 1/10 of a second almost faster than Caden. But I don't think that's enough. I think he needs to really be getting on Caden right now and putting that pressure on. Because if he can't put the pressure on, Caden's just gonna keep running his line. He's gonna be able to hold on. I mean, 5 laps to go now. It's crunch time, and if Ben can't get there, it's done. I mean, right now with 13 cars on the track, it's certainly, I mean, everybody's relatively spread out, again, except for the leaders in the battle for 5th, which still looks like Christopher is holding on pretty well against Noah.
Like Dane got drugged down out of here.
Yeah.
Or 4 to go. It'll be 3 to go here, Dalton. At the stripe.
I mean, and Ben Lacey has kind of fallen off a little bit. I wonder if, I mean, he was trying to get there. I don't know. Oh, I hear somebody in the wall. Somebody made contact with something. Wonder if that was Dudes Castroneves up in front of these 2. As we come to 2 to green, looks like Dudes, looks like he is pushing a little tight on exit. Hopefully he can kind of stay up out of the way and not really affect too much, as Caden catches him at a pretty bad spot there. Doesn't look like it's going to affect whether Ben gets to him or not, which Ben kind of blinks out a little bit.
Man. We are white flag, it looks like. White flag in the air. Go.
Let's see. It's Nice, good run out of 2. Ben Lacey isn't really gaining anything. He drives it in deep into turn 3, but it is not going to be enough. And coming out of turn 4, Caden Atkins is going to hold on. He's going to win here tonight at Iowa.
Pretty cool for Caden. He dominated tonight. Second win on the season. Atlanta was his first. So he might actually take over the points lead here. He was about 39 out. So and Amin and myself had a bad day. So we'll see how he does. See if he can get around us for the regular season finale.
Yeah, it was definitely a good run by him. You know, Ben Lacey gave it a shot, but couldn't quite get there. Derek Paulson, he ended up finishing in 3rd spot. So he'll be getting the last little interview out of us tonight. Zach Probst holds on the 4th, and Noah Maori actually was able to get around Christopher Bassinger and get up into the top 5 for just to cap off a really solid night from everybody in the top 5.
Alrighty, guys. Well, that is going to be the race. Hang tight. We'll get the top 3 up here for the MaxspeedTV post-race show with Dalton Kilrow and Austin Dane's up here. I guess Dane going to get to do some interviews here tonight, too. So, hang tight,
boy.
folks. We'll be right back.
Any
Alrighty,
specific
folks.
order you want us to do the interviews in?
Alrighty, folks.
Besides,
We are back. We are live. Dalton and Dane still down here having a conversation, but it's cool. I'm going to turn it back over to Dalton and Dane, but of course we're going to start with our race winner here tonight, Mr. Caden Atkins, here this evening. Drag him down here. Dalton, Dane, it's on you guys.
well, I'll go ahead and take it from here. Caden Atkins, this is Dalton, Dane, and Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, man, you were under some pretty, I'd say, pretty heavy fire at the end of that
Yeah.
race there from Ben Lacey. How'd you hold on? How'd you deal with the pressure there?
Well, I just knew I figured out on the first run how to save tires and then what was fast on the long run. So I just stuck with that. And Ben was running the middle, and I was like, well, it's really hard to pass someone if you go under them. So if I can just keep him below me, I can probably hold him off for the rest of the race. And he got to my inside, I think, once or twice, but then after that, he just didn't have enough anymore. The key part though was when we were coming off pit road. On on that final pit stop, he got loose under me. He had actually passed me on the pit stops, and he got loose under me, and I took the lead again. So I think that was the pivotal moment right there.
Well, it certainly looked like that from up here. I know most of the race you were pretty dominant all night. You were showing you had some pretty good speed. Um, hey, congrats on the win. Is there anybody on that 2 car you got to thank for you tonight?
Firstly, V Speed, they do broadcasting and they got some merchandise. So V Speed Sim on YouTube, and also BTDY Racing League. Thanks for them for partnering with us as well on that quarter panel there, and behind the wheel, and also Glitch Energy. If you go to glitch.energy.com, that's glitch with the Y, type in code PPM, you get 10% off all your energy powder needs. So yes, sir. Also, thanks to you guys for broadcasting and covering for Josh, because I know he isn't feeling too well. So yeah, that's awesome. And thanks for Martin and all the other admins for running this. I know I'm an admin, but I'm thinking the other ones because they actually do stuff, you know. So
Well,
yeah.
I know that feeling all too well. Well, what are your thoughts going into Chicagoland next week?
Ooh, Chicagoland. I mean, I'm I don't know how I'm not sure how good I am in the B car there. I think they have that grip strip there, so I think you'll see a lot of cars running the top there on the long run. So I think that'll be fun. I will see how I stack up there. I know hopefully Dane finishes that race, you know.
Yeah, you're gonna be behind me is what you're gonna be.
Oh sure. Hey, you can't talk trash. You're the broadcaster, okay?
I mean, you did a good job tonight, buddy. I won't lie.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you, Dane.
Well, hey, once again, congrats on the win. Dominant performance here tonight. Put you
Thank you,
back down
Dalton.
there. You let you celebrate with the team a little bit.
Woo!
All right. So next up, we've got our second place finisher. Oh, if it'll let me move him, we got Mr. Benjamin Lacey. You got Dalton, Dane, and Josh up in the booth. You got a copy? Ben Lacey, Dalton, Dane, and Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Hey man, good run. You were giving Caden as much pressure as you could probably get. Talk to us about your race, starting P16, getting it all the way up to second. Just not able to quite get to or get around Caden there.
Yeah, started in the back. Was thinking long run speed. Honestly, didn't think I had that type of pace tonight to get up to P2, but was able to save the tires pretty well. Work way up through the field. Stay clean, keep the car nice and neat. And then those last pit stop there, I was going to try to short pit Caden a little bit, see if I can get around him, and got underneath him, underneath 2, and then got loose off the corner, and that gave him the lead back. Maybe if we'd have been able to get around him, then maybe we'd be able to defend him off for the last laps, make him use up his stuff rather than having to use up mine. But it was fun, man. It was fun. I was trying to make him make a mistake, but he just kept it pretty consistent all the way through and drove his line. So congrats to Caden on that win. But fun race overall.
Hey man, glad to hear it. You got anybody on that 7 car you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, Filming the Wild, PLP Media. They do a lot of wildlife documentary films. Check them out, Filming the Wild on YouTube. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, and William, the league here. I don't know if we have any other sponsors. I think MaxspeedTV for putting it on, and Josh and everybody. So appreciate what you guys do.
Awesome, man. Hey, before we let you go, what are your thoughts on Chicagoland next week?
Fast track. I like it. If I remember right, it's kind of a multi-groove track. So you can kind of run around different areas. So it'll be kind of fun to see the different strategies of what takes place there. Hopefully we get a lot of good green flag racing there and see what happens. See what happens.
Well, I would like to agree with you there on Chicagoland. So, well, we will see you next week, and I'll go ahead and put you back in your team channel and let you go celebrate that second place finish. And that just leaves us with one more finisher on the podium positions. Again, if it'll let me move them. Derek Paulson, you got Dalton, Dane, and Josh up in the booth. You got a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, P3, you were up there running with Caden pretty much all night. They just got up ahead of you out of that last pit stop, and it just didn't really look like you could get to them on the slightly fresher rubber. Tell us about your race. What went on?
Well, that last pit stop, I only took 2 tires. See if it would free me up and give me some more speed, but it worked backwards. So, I didn't have a car to win, so I had to throw something out there to see if give me a chance. It didn't work, and I had P3 locked up without a caution there. So, but yeah, I don't usually run the steering ratio that I did tonight, and it made me fast the first 2/3 of the run, but the last third I was dog slow, and it kind of hurt me. But yeah, I'll take a P3 any day.
Hey, that's good as run as anything. What are your thoughts about next week at Chicagoland for the season finale?
Oh, I don't mind Chicago. It should be fun. We'll see how the setup goes. Should do okay. Not gonna be the fastest, won't be the slowest, but I enjoy that track, so I'm certainly looking forward to it.
Well, hey, that's good to hear. Listen, before we let you go, who do you got on that 6 car that you got to thank?
Well, I got a shout out to Caden and Ben there. They had a heck of a race. They were fast all race long. Got to thank all the guys that showed up tonight. It was a fun race. I got to thank all the admins and everyone for allowing me to race here tonight, and you guys up in the booth. And I got to thank MF RD and MF Racing Designs who were on my car. And I got to thank my teammates, Ty, Nick, and Brian. And I think that's about it.
Hey, man, good run tonight. Again, congrats on P3. And I'll go ahead and let you get back in your team channel and go ahead and celebrate that podium finish there.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Well, Dalton, Dane, man, I think what we need to do is kind of go down through the official results here. Of course, any of the admin stuff that the admins have to do. We've even got an admin or two up here with us, but it was an awesome race out here. Dalton, Dan, I can't thank you guys enough. Dan, for jumping up here. Tough break tonight, Dan, on track. Dalton, thank you, buddy, jumping up here and helping me out. Do appreciate it. Hey, it went well. It could have been, it could have went south, but hey, you guys killed it tonight, and I do appreciate it. You have no idea how much it means. But I'm gonna let you guys kind of go through the unofficial results, and we'll go from there.
I'll go ahead and take the top 10 if you want to take 11th on back, Dane.
All right, I got you.
So, obviously, Caden Atkins walked away with the checkered flag here tonight at Iowa, leading 161 laps. Just dominant performance. Ben Lacey in the 7 came home second. Derek Paulson third. Zach Probst fourth in the 62 car. Good run for him. Noah Maori fifth. Good run as well. Christopher Bassinger in sixth. He needed it. He got it. Really good run for him. Ty Maraska seventh. Blaine Sparling in eighth. Brian Dees in ninth after that unfortunate contact with Dudes Castroneves and Caleb Sheets. And then Anthony Marshall rounds out your top 10.
Robert Lukens finishing 11th after starting second, had a really good starting spot there. Dudes Castroneves, I don't know if that's his best result, but he comes home in 12th. Caden, oh boy, I don't know how to say his last name. Garg Ilio. I'm so sorry to you. But you finished 13th. Caleb Sheets, promising run, ended early, 14th. Nick, I'm gonna butcher his last name again.
Okie.
Give me all the hard last names to say. All right, I get it. He came home 15th. Amin also had a good run going. I think he was in the top 5 when he got took out. He finished 16th. I finished 17th because I'm not good. Corey Cook, he showed up late. unfortunate. He comes home 18th. He needs a good run to make the playoffs next week. And William Martin finishing 19th, running out the field tonight at Iowa.
All right, sorry about that. ATV froze up on me, so I had to reset it. But that's going to do it here tonight for MaxspeedTV and Slide Jawb Racing League and the B cars. Of course, round number 11 next week. Chicagoland, that's going to finalize the regular season. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in here tonight. Till next time, folks. Stay safe. Thank you all again, and have a good night.